This video was created to help raise awareness of how the PDA profile of autism can present, combining experiences kindly shared by children, young people, and adults. Demand avoidance is a natural human trait, but for some it has such a pervasive and extreme impact that it can be described as being pathological. As well as highlighting the varied and pervasive nature of demands, this video shows examples of avoidance processes such as distraction, excusing yourself, physical incapacitation, role play and fantasy, reducing meaningful conversation, procrastination, controlling, needing a demand to be shared or reciprocated, negotiation, and masking. If these approaches don't work or aren't noticed or acted on by others, there may be an escalation as panic sets in and a fight, flight, or freeze instinct may then take over.
A demand isn't always something you're told to do, but is what is expected of you from either yourself or others. A demand is something I want to do, but can't because I'm telling myself to do it. It's Jekyll and Hyde. One part is saying yes you will, the other part is saying no you can't.
The demand to eat. If I leave it too long and my tummy is proper rumbling, then I can't get the food myself. The demand of the rumbling is too much.
My friend has a gorgeous dog called Teddy who likes to play fetch. This is the most stupid thing about demand avoidance. When he sits there looking at me with the ball in his mouth, I get an instant feeling of dread and panic. I hate to let him down, but there's no way I can throw the ball for him.
It's like my body has two control centres. One is my heart and one is my brain. My heart wants to do something, but my brain says no. And no matter how hard I try, my brain just won't let me do it. It's like there's a train, and there is a driver at each end. Both drivers are pulling in a different direction, so the train can't go anywhere. It just stays still. It freezes like me.
A boyfriend once asked why it was that whenever he requested I do something, I asked him to do something in return for me. What he didn't understand was that his demands felt more bearable if I negotiated a tit-for-tat kind of bargain. It restored control for me.
Sometimes I avoid things by making a deal to do it in another way or at another time. But I can't always do what I agreed to do either. It just feels too hard.
When somebody tells me to do something, my brain says no. So I think up different excuses why I can't do it. It's really hard sometimes. So sometimes I go and do something else to get away from whoever is telling me what to do. I need to think up some more excuses, and I need space to do it. I don't want people to be disappointed with me. That's why I try to find a way not to do it without just saying no.
My son, aged 5, at school, when asked to do some written work, becomes Batman, his role-play character at the time, and then tells his teacher he can't possibly do the work because Batman was too busy fighting crime to do schoolwork.
Once, when it snowed, I presented my daughter with an array of warm clothes to dress in, which triggered nearly an hour of crying, pleading and becoming different personas, from a cat that doesn't like wellies to a fireman who only wears dresses, because I had forgotten to give her any choice in the matter.
It's very rare for my son to be able to do anything without some sort of delay by distraction first. He'll even distract himself from putting his own ideas into motion. He usually starts talking non-stop about something else or asks complex or sensitive questions which need answering there and then.
I like making high-pitched, very loud sounds when I can't decide and when I don't want to do what someone says. I like being Sammy Dog too. This helps it not to be so tricky, because then I don't have to think of things to say. Also, when I'm Sammy Dog, I don't have to wash because he doesn't have hands.
My son loves Lego, but doesn't feel able or willing to follow the detailed step-by-step instructions that come with the sets. He prefers to study the picture on the box and do his best to assemble the pieces in a close approximation of the model, or better still, to customise it into a design of his own making.
I work with lots of children and young people who have PDA, and I think one of the hardest things for them to deal with must be their inability to cope with their own self-imposed demands. There's this constant inner battle of wanting to do things, but then not being able to once there's an expectation you'll take part and enjoy it. I have a lovely client who enjoys drumming, but just can't get to his lessons.
My 8-year-old daughter really wanted a particular book for Christmas. She was so excited when she got it, and she's been carrying it around everywhere for over 2 months, upstairs to bed every night, in her school bag and on car journeys. However, the bookmark's still in the first page. She can read well, but due to the internal demand to read it, and that of others asking, "Have you read it yet?" she hasn't read a word.
When our daughter was little, her way of avoiding school demands was to curl up and go to sleep. As she got older, she no longer slept, but instead curled up into a mushroom shape. It was impossible to remove her from this, and so tasks were avoided. Now she's 11, she will still use the mushroom position when demands become too much.
When I'm at college, I do exactly what I've been told to do. I don't ask for help, even when I'm really struggling. I'll nod and smile so they don't ask me if I need help. I learned at a very young age that if you just do what they've asked at a basic level, nothing more, people leave you alone and don't have any real expectations of you. The only problem with this is when I get home, I'll need to stay in my room. I then find it difficult to eat or speak, as my anxiety has built up to a point I can no longer cope.
I have my partner to thank for this phrase. A demand shared is a demand halved. She will involve me in cooking, washing, cleaning, which I know makes it more manageable for her. So, share the demand and then it becomes less.
Thank you to all the children, young people and adults who shared their experience of demand avoidance to help raise awareness and increase acceptance of PDA. Some examples were kindly voiced by other people, as the demand of recording was too difficult in some cases. Thank you to everyone who helped with this. For further information, please see our website, www.pdasociety.org.uk.